All right, we are diving into lesson 1.3 today, talking about subtracting integers. We are not breaking it up based on same or different signs because the rule is the same. It's a little easier to remember. Okay, so to subtract, we are going to keep the first integer the same. So we keep first integer, and you don't have to write first integer underneath. You can if you want to. We are going to change subtraction to addition. So we change the sign, or the operation. And lastly, we are going to change the sign of the second integer. So the rule you need to remember is keep, change, change. Let's talk about what that looks like. All right, here we have positive 4 minus positive 8. Our rule tells us to keep the first integer the same, so we're not going to change that 4. We're going to keep it as a positive 4. Then we change subtraction to addition. Take the subtraction sign and make it into an addition sign. In order to make that change, that's why we have to do the second change. We have to change the sign of our second number. So our second number is positive 8. We have to change the sign and make it negative 8. Now we have an addition problem with different signs. We know the rules for this. We know how to solve this kind of problem. Remember, the rule for adding integers with different signs is to subtract and take the sign of the larger number. 8 is bigger. 8 minus 4 is 4. 8 is bigger. 8 is negative. Our answer ends up being negative 4. We'll look at the y for that in just a moment. So we keep, change, change, and then we use our addition rules to help us finish the problem. All right, let's look at another example. We have negative 4 minus negative 8. We keep the first integer, so we're going to keep that negative 4. I'm going to put parentheses around it so we know it's negative 4, not minus 4. We change our subtraction to addition, so I'm going to put an addition sign here. In order to do that, we have to change the sign of the second integer. In this problem, 8 is negative, so I'm going to change the sign and make it positive. Now we have negative 4 plus positive 8. Which is same rules, right? We have different signs, which means we subtract. 8 is bigger, so 8 minus 4 equals 4. 8 is bigger and 8 is positive here, which means our answer is positive 4. All right, lastly, we have negative 3 minus positive 5. We keep negative 3, we change to addition, and we change the sign of the second integer. 5 is negative, or 5 is positive here. We're going to make it negative. Now we have same sign addition. And our rule is same sign, so we add and keep the sign. So 3 plus 5 is 8. Both are negative, so our answer is negative 8. All right, now why does that work? This seems like a lot of steps, right? So let's talk about why. We're going to start with our number line. If I have negative 2, remember on a number line we start at 0 and we go to our first number. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go to negative 2, which is to the left. So here we go. There's negative 2. Now normally when we subtract, we go to the left. There's no other sign here, so we are going to go to the left. We're going to start at negative 2, and we're going to go 4 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we end up here at negative 6. That part is not too bad. The tricky part is when you're subtracting a negative, is when it gets a little bit complicated. But it still works. So let's look at this one. We're starting at positive 5. So I'm going to go from 0 to positive 5. There we go. Now, normally when we take away, we go to the left. but we're taking away a negative. When we take away a negative, this negative sign tells us to turn around. So think about any minus or any negative sign telling you to turn around. We always go to the right till we hit this, and then we want to turn around and go the other way. But we hit one more, which means we are going to end up going to the right. Think about this double minus sign here as kind of like a U-turn. So we are going to end up going to the right again, 7 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going off the number line a little bit. We would end up here at positive 12. Okay. Lastly, we're going to look at why that works with counters. I'm not going to use physical counters. I'm just going to draw them today. All right. For starters, we have -2. So that is 2 negative counters. I need to take away positive 4. But I don't have positive 4 to take away, so how does that work? Well, in the previous lesson, we talked about making zeros, and how we can use zeros to remove counters. We can also add zeros. I don't have positive 4 to take away, but I can add 4 zeros. Here's what I mean by that. A minus and a positive, so a negative and a positive together, this makes a 0. So here's 1 0, because they cancel each other out. 2 zeros, 3 zeros, 4 zeros. So this is a 0, 0, 0, 0. Now I have 4 positives that I can take away. I can get rid of this one, this one, this one, and this one. So now I've taken away 4 positives. What am I left with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they are all negative, so my answer is -6. Just like we got on our number line. Okay, let's look at the next one. We have 5 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you can use actual counters for this if that works better for your brain. And I need to take away 7 negative. I don't have 7 negative to take away, so I'm going to add 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I got to make all the top ones positive and all the bottom ones negative. And it doesn't matter if you put negative on top or positive on top. So here's my 7 zeros, because they cancel each other out right now. I'm going to take away the 7 negative ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'm just left with all of these positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they're all positive, just like we got on our number line. Go ahead and start the learn and do, the must-do practices, and let us know if you have any questions.